Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Capricorn, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for April 27th to May the 3rd. This week we have for you the Crumbling Oracle card. A little bit similar to the Tower energy, guys. We have the Lakshmi Yogic Path Oracle card under that. We have the Seven of Cups, the Four of Swords, full, fresh, new beginning energy. We have the Ten of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Strength. Yeah, I mean, so you are really, being asked to have the strength and courage this week, Capricorn, to make a key decision, to make that decision, to make a grounded decision that's going to lead to a greater sense of stability in your life and really open up a new path. Do see an ending here. And of course we have that crumbling energy as well. But the good news is we have this beautiful, fresh, new beginning coming in with the Fool. And I just really feel there's going to be a far greater sense of options, opportunity, love, abundance, and all of that available to you. But sometimes we have to release something to get there. So before we go to the tarot, let's head over here to the oracle cards. We will start with Lakshmi. Now Lakshmi, guys, is the goddess of abundance, fortune and beauty. And, she can also be the goddess of fertility. So I really feel that this is what is on offer for you if you can go through this sort of transition that we see here. And I really feel that it's linking to that Seven of Cups, really showing that there is going to be an abundance of, good fortune, opportunities ripe for the picking. And that I think that you will be in the position where, for once, the choices are yours. And we have the crumbling here. Now, as I said before, this is really like the Tower energy, and it kind of asks you to let something, I guess, fall or come down to reveal something far greater. So it's almost like the wall that you need to climb to get to the other side. It can be quite abrupt change as well with the crumbling. I'm going to read that one out for you, and then we'll go to the tarot. So it asks you what you're clinging to. There's a shift happening right now where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, and anything built on a shaky ground is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, so that you can live a life that's in alignment with who you are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. Yeah, so you really are being called to surrender to this energy, Capricorn. And just understand that it is a blessing because it's here to align you with a new path that you're actually meant to be on. So, in the Crumbling Oracle card, we heard about the situation, that wasn't built on a solid foundation. And when we kind of are faced with tough times, and I know a lot of us are going through tough times now because of what's going on in the world, it really, kind of like an earthquake, it sort of really puts movement through our core foundations, which are our relationships, our work, our friendships, and how we show up in the world, and core beliefs about ourselves. And it can really crack and bring down those that are not solid. So that's what I'm seeing here. And I see the sense in the recent past of that instability, maybe feeling indecisive about areas in your life, not sure, maybe feeling like, you don't have that firm footing, feeling up and down, maybe riding a bit of an emotional roller coaster in the situations in your life. So really this shift is happening to bring you into a state of equilibrium, into a state of balance. It's time for you to, to even the karmic score is what I see. And obviously there's a transition that needs to happen for that to come in. Strength, this is all about having the confidence and courage this week to begin facing the situation, to initiate the falling of this tower. Strength can also talk about bringing our inner demons or the ego side under control. This is the angel represents our higher self, and the lion here can be our ego side, the kind of part of our mind that overanalyzes, that runs away with us. So, it's about bringing that back into balance, tuning into the higher self, because that's the best place to make a good decision from. Yeah, I'm seeing the Seven of Cups as a very positive card in this reading, but also it does have that element of being led by the ego sometimes if it falls into an unbalanced energy. So just make sure that you're operating from heart, from higher self, rather than from ego or mind this week. And the Queen of Swords here is really here to bring the vision and clarity required for you to release this situation, basically. The Queen of Swords, she could reveal a truth or some information about the situation, or make you sort of see it in its truth, in its light, that then makes you realize, okay, well, as hard as this is, I am now going to have the strength using this insight in order to bring this to an end, in order to release this weight, this burden. The Queen of Swords can also indicate communication, just great communicator. So there might be a conversation that you need to have with somebody to initiate this crumbling, to start bringing down this tower. The Queen of Swords has this kind of eagle-eye perspective from sitting on that cliff top. So it's really an indicator that you'll have a greater perspective this week, and you'll be able to join those dots and have the hindsight required to make the right decision for you. And there's transformation in that. That's almost like the truth sets you free, because it's going to transform your situation after this ending has come in. So the Ten of Wands is a 10, and tarot 10s are endings or releases. Mixed with that crumbling energy, I definitely think so. It could be quite a sudden change as well. You might not have seen this coming. I mean, many of us are going through forced changes at the moment through the coronavirus, and we didn't see this coming, did we really? The Ten of Wands can be a burden. You've been in a position where you've had to carry the load, carry the weight, something really weighing you down that you've kind of had to keep on pushing. And I think it's really clouded your vision and clouded you from seeing a new pathway that may have been sort of opening up for you for a while, but for whatever reason you haven't been able to walk it yet, or you haven't sort of been able to see I'm just seeing like a path going into trees, like you haven't been able to see where to get into the forest, you haven't been able to see where the pathway goes in. But that is going to become clear to you this week, and the Queen of Swords is there to help you bring that truth to light, to see where that opening is. Now, with that Four of Swords, I'm feeling that like there might be a pause in between the ending and the beginning. And to not think, oh gosh, what have I done now? There's just no action in my life. Can't find the new pathway. Don't know what's happening. There could be a time where you just need to step back, take a rest, take some time out, reflect, do any healing that you need to. There's a link to the three of Swords here. There might be some disappointment. There might be some heartbreak. So take the time out that you need, and you'll know when it's time to, grab that battle sword and head back out. This was also kind of like the Ace of Swords. It's almost like you're taking that time out just to sort of mentally process things and to, have the further hindsight and dot connecting under that Queen of Swords energy. And it's sort of like when you've healed and figured it all out enough, intellectually, you'll feel comfortable to move on from that place. This is about you taking the time to get that new strategy ready in order to move forward. And then it's all go. So Capricorn, you have the Fool and you have the Seven of Cups. So I'm really seeing this as a fresh new beginning for you. That the Fool asks you to trust in that path, even though you might see it leading into the forest and you don't know where the clearing is, you don't know where the destination is, you don't know what village it's heading to, just metaphors, guys. But you're being asked to take that leap of faith and to trust in the journey, even though, we don't know where it's heading. With the Seven of Cups here, I felt this right from the start of the reading. I really feel that you are going to have multiple options and opportunities on the table. I really feel that you are going to be able to choose, rather than maybe just saying, being in a situation where you've only got one option coming your way. And I think it's going to be abundant. We see these cups here full of all these beautiful things. It could be quite an abundant time for you in the future. That's where it could be leading. And I feel that in the past, if you haven't been able to materialize these things, that there's going to be a shift in terms of, making these solid and actually being able to follow through with some of the goals that you've always wanted to. So the Fool energy is about following your instincts, trusting your gut, making sure that you make those instinctual decisions along the way, trying to take as little baggage as possible onto the new journey. And there's also a message about the connection back to the rebel heart, back to your truth when the Fool comes in. And that's also true with the Strength card, which talks about, connecting with your higher self, integrating any shadow sides and stuff like that. So it really is a time for you to follow the heart, the journey of the heart, rather than, what maybe society or your family or your partner wants you to do. This is your time, and it's going to be abundant for you because you're going to be operating from your higher self. And there's a sense of guidance, divine guidance too, with the full energy, with the link to the sun here. So we have to trust and understand that it is the right time for this to unfold. And first of all, there's just something in the way that needs to come down. So this Tower is the only thing that stands in the way of this new beginning. So Capricorn, I'm just going to draw a couple of keywords from this little deck here to close out. I usually just choose them. This one here is jumping out. Detail. Yeah, okay. Well, they say the devil is in the detail. The Queen of Swords is definitely somebody who is detailed, intellectual. She is all about precision and clarity and truth. So I guess, always sort of this week when you're trying to make these decisions, make sure that you do assess all the information, all of the detail before you leap. That's the best way to do it, to have all the information on the table before you make any key decisions or, make that leap of faith. Let's get one more. Look at this one. Integrity. Well, that also ties into the Queen of Swords. She's a truth seeker. She is about clarity. She is definitely making very honest and truthful decisions. So just make sure that you're operating with integrity, seeing the perspectives of both parties in this situation. And once again, that's when you'll make that right decision for you. Okay, Capricorn, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. Feel free to leave me a comment. I always love to know how it's playing out for you. And I'll see you back here, as always, for another reading next week.